For you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. This game marks the end of the stretch at home for the Cavaliers, back on the road tomorrow. They've been picking up some steam, and if they can play this well all season, they'll be in excellent shape.
Well, I think for Cleveland, they haven't exploded out of the gates this season like we've come to expect, but the wins are still coming in bunches.
Well, it speaks volumes that they're able to win without being in their A place, in their A game. Once they really start to gel, it's going to be very hard to slow them down.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, guys, look, the return of LeBron James to Cleveland has become one of the best redemptive stories of the last decade. He clearly wasn't just great on the court. The roster and the coaching staff have been shaped by his hand as well. Now, LeBron said, I know what personnel works for my game. I knew what we needed, and I think our GM and our coaching staff have done a great job of fulfilling that. Guys?
Thanks, DA, and it's crucial that Cleveland keeps LeBron happy. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. So, Doris, already some interesting stories this year, and we've only just started. What's impressing you so far?
Well, I think, Kevin, we're always a little bit surprised for a couple of clubs that we had low expectations of. They've come out surprisingly strong, and conversely, a couple of favorites who are showing perhaps some unforeseen signs of weakness. Can they pull themselves back together? We'll see.
It's the Cavaliers to start out, so let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Walker and Batum teaming up in the backcourt. MKG and Williams are the forwards. And it's Howard in at the 5. And that one's good. James.
Yeah, simply doesn't seem to matter how many players LeBron has around him on the inside. He finds a way.
Batum pushes to Howard. Count it, good.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
And just a year ago, it seemed that things were set in place for Howard, playing for his hometown team. But in a surprise trade, he was moved out to Charlotte.
And there seems to be a lot of reasons for the trade. I mean, Howard wasn't the right fit in Atlanta. A team trying to get smaller and younger. Never easy to get traded from your hometown team.
Now here's LeBron. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. LeBron's got his second basket of the night.
Listen, Kevin, you can't fault the defense, but LeBron being one of the all-time greats, if he's locked in, forget about it. He's going to make the jumper.
Here's Batum. Williams a screen. And Batum kicks to Williams. Hands it from downtown. Williams has got his first 3 points of the game.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
That's a pick by Love. Crowder kicks to Love. Crowder against Williams. Clock at 6. Out to Smith. Shoots the 3. And the 3 ball is good.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3. Exactly what they're looking for.
On defense, Cleveland. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And, you know, they knew what they wanted to do going in, and, boy, were they efficient and effective.
Absolutely. They were humming all game long. Every shot seemed to come so naturally to them tonight.
Now here's Crowder, following the miss by Kemba Walker. Cleveland moving it around. And Crowder with the basket on the assist by Love.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Walker with it. His last outing, he had 24 points. Here is Howard. Pass to Williams. Love grabs the board.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Smith, no luck.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. And the rejection by James.
Don't bring that sweet stuff in here. LeBron always on the prowl to send shots back with force.
Calderon kicks to Crowder. Now the dish to LeBron. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Boy, seizing control right away. Send a message on that possession.
Free throw, no good for LeBron. And LeBron James has openly stated very publicly, especially last year in the finals, he is chasing Michael Jordan. He wants to be the best ever.
And at this point, he might be top 2. Jordan with 6 titles. Hard to see LeBron surpassing that. But just to be in the conversation with the GOAT is an achievement in and of itself.
Howard, the pass to Kid Gilchrist. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Walker against Calderon. Outside Crowder. Passes it to LeBron. Batum with the steal. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And the dunk by Batum.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And so it's Cleveland with it, following the score by Charlotte. Crowder kicks to James, shoots over Kid Gilchrist, and no good.
And why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
Well, that's a head scratcher. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball. Still unable to connect this quarter. Really looks frustrated. Just needs to try and stay calm.
LeBron up top. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. They set the screen. Shot clock at 5. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Hornets trail by 3. Now Walker, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Williams gets the bucket.
Yeah, still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Cavaliers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. James kicks to Calderon. Floats it up for James. And nothing has fallen for him right now. Charlotte's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Batum. Outside, Walker. Howard with a screen on Love. Off the screen, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
I'll tell you, that's really clever because it's not easy to get that mid-range off over a guy who's got a size advantage. He made it look easy. Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
On the wing, Williams. Pass to Howard. And Williams, here we go, and finished off by Williams.
And Howard isn't just a banger down low. He also possesses outstanding vision to zip the ball over to the open man.
Now here's LeBron. He picked up 33 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Here's Batum, following the basket by LeBron James. And Batum kicks to Williams. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Here is Calderon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. For 3, Smith. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Smith's got the game tied up here for the Cavs. Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 on 3-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. Howard setting the pick for Batum. To the inside. He's looking for Howard and finds him. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And that's Howard's game. These interior looks that he puts in so easy.
Calderon passes to LeBron. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist, and the Cavaliers get another bucket right there. And it's the Hornets' ball. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And how about that bench? I mean, you got to give it up for that second unit. They really sparked that victory.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt, Greg, that the guys off the bench stepped up and provided the necessary spark.
And Marvin Williams, for a long while, had been viewed as a tweener. You know, a player who is stuck somewhere, Greg, between the small and power forward positions.
Yeah, and for a lot of players, that is plenty to get you minutes. I mean, Williams has improved on his defense here later in his career, and he's shot more threes, and it's really become a weapon for him over the course of his career.
For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
And both free throws good for Williams. Yours, who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You know, you have to think historically, pound for pound in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does, and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, to think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets whacked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today, and frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Clock at 4. Walker dishes to Williams. Here's Zeller on the wing. Lamb. Picked by Zeller. And Lamb kicks to Walker. From outside the arc. That's good from Williams, the assist by Walker. Williams has got 16.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
Calderon passes to Green. Got a piece of it.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
And here is Lamb, coming off a stellar performance against Washington. There's a good screen. And there's the pass to Kaminsky. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Charlotte.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Now here's Calderon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Outside, Green. And the layup's good off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And Walker kicks to Lamb. Shot off the screen. No good on the shot. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Here's Wade. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, he gets the separation he needs. You can't say the same for his aim, though.
Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 19 points.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Well, it is all about the 3-ball nowadays in the NBA. And when he's hitting from there, it's going to make things very tough on the defense.
Williams with the block. Here's Fry. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. For the three. Williams can't get it to go. It's deflected. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Calderon dishes to Wade. Another miss by Wade.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
40 seconds left to play in the first. There's the pick. Over in the corner, Williams. Feeds to Zeller. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Kaminsky. No good that time. Korver with the defensive effort. We've got 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Calderon passes to Wade. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
76% on the season from the foul line.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Wade. No good on the second free throw. Lamb with the ball. Lets the 3 fly. Sinks the triple. Lamb's got his first 3 points of the game.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And so it's Charlotte holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
Go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win, but that's what it takes to the NBA.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
It was huge, no doubt, and it seems like they simply can't miss from downtown.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for Cleveland, Green is out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then there's Calderon, and it's Korver in at small forward. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM. And he even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. Well, he's certainly getting some practice. Kevin?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball.
And when you watch Cody Zeller on the floor, you just see how effective he is. He really plays the position well on both ends. He doesn't put up those huge numbers, but the change for his team is that he is so versatile and easy to plug in.
Now here's Wade. They set the pick, and stolen by Zeller. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Greg, last season the Hornets were so much more productive when Zeller was on the floor. He was crucial whenever they came away with the win.
And many fans will tell you that Zeller was the second most important player on the team last season. Not a big box score guy, but his value to a team is undeniable.
First free throw is good. Doris, you graduated as your university's all-time assist leader. What do you think is the most important trait for becoming a great guard, a great playmaker?
Well, I think obviously you have to have a pretty good handle because generally you're going to absorb some pressure in the middle of a game. But I think the other part of that is, Kevin, you've got to be someone who enjoys watching someone else score as much as you enjoy scoring yourself.
I think this makes you such a great analyst because you had to know as a guard everybody's role. And
I've always said being a point guard is the perfect position to come at an analyst job from. You're 100% right.
Here's Wade. Frank Kaminsky making his last shot. Over Monk. No good from Wade.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
And it's Kaminsky, top of the key. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. In third, the Hornets.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Now, here's Wade. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Brooklyn.
Really, he exposed a lot of C post position. The entry feed is right where it needs to be.
Here's Monk. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And Lamb kicks to Zeller. 6 on the shot clock. It's good. Zeller's got the lead up to 12 now for Charlotte.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, Love checked in for Fry. Crowder comes in for Jeff Green. And James subbed in for Jose Calderon. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist is checked in for Frank Kaminsky. Now here's LeBron. 12 points for him. And the basket is good. Love's got his first points of the night.
I tell you, that timing and that awareness Love has near the rim is something you simply can't teach.
Pick by Zeller. Monk kicks to Lamb from deep, and another 3 for Charlotte.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's the screen. James outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
The shot's good from Monk.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Here's Love. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And Doris, coming into the NBA, Love's game was centered around the basket, a double-double machine.
Well, think about this, Kev. One of 5 players in the last 3 decades to average over 15 rebounds for an entire season. He did that in 2011. And he still remains a factor on the boards because he's got terrific understanding of positioning and great lower body strength.
And the first one drops.
Well, you guys know, Love has been so consistent getting to the free throw line his whole career and a tremendous foul shooter.
And Cleveland making a change here. Smith has checked in. The Hornets also changing it up. Howard comes in for Zeller. And it's Batum in for Jeremy Lamb. Both free throws good from Love.
You know, it's interesting. Kevin Love, almost 2 different players, right, guys? I mean, a bruising offensive rebounder who can battle inside, but also a skilled perimeter shooter. That's a rare combination.
Now, here's Monk. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Howard with a screen on Love. Batum dishes to Howard. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Cavaliers trail by 16. And the three-point shot is a growing part of Kevin Love's game.
Well, I think it's certainly something he's added since coming to the NBA. From barely shooting any early on in his career where he was a flat back-to-the-basket scorer, now three-pointers account for almost half of his field goal attempts.
Wade outside.
Hey, yo, wait.
On the wing, James. He's guarded by Howard. And it's sent back by Howard.
And Howard takes his shot blocking very seriously. Skying up and sending him back was his impressive vertical.
Now, here's Monk. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Here's Batum. And the rejection by Love. Crowder against Kid Gilchrist. Wade passes to Love. Back to Wade. To the paint. And it's sent back by Howard. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Monk. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, and Monk's got to continue to stay aggressive. Don't give in to the defense. I love how he flexes when he goes in for these and ones.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the strike.
One shot behind the lanes.
Doris, they say that one of the toughest things about calling a game is balancing pure basketball knowledge with entertainment. What's your approach with that topic?
Do you know that was the last piece of broadcasting that I think fell into place for me? For a long time, I felt like I was proving myself, Kevin, so I didn't relax and enjoy it. But my son one time said to me, when we were watching a game, he said, "Mom, you have to understand when the announcers are having fun, we're having fun."
Chemistry is such a big part of it, isn't it?
Crucial.
The Cavs' Tyronn Lue said he never envisioned coaching during his playing career, but Doc Rivers saw something in him.
Well, Doc likes to say that Ty just had a way of bringing people together, a way of connecting. At the same time, Lue is tough enough to speak the truth and point out things that others might be reluctant to say.
Take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Cavaliers.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
The Cavaliers trail by 21. There's the pick. Wade kicks to Love. Down low, stolen. Here's Bacon. He feeds it to Monk. Kid Gilchrist, a screen on Wade. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Batum. Shot clock at 6. Free throw line jump shot. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Oh, a lapse defensively, and they actually get away with it. Bad idea to leave him open consistently, though.
Kicks it to Crowder. For 3, Smith drills it from outside. Smith's got 9.
And really, Smith is always looking to fire as soon as he touches the ball. The D has to be more aware of that quick trigger.
Monk dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Screen by Howard. High post shot. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Kid Gilchrist has got 7 points for the quarter.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Puts it up from 12, and Cleveland again with the bucket.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Monk, the pass to Bacon. Good D by LeBron.
And why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
Now, that's a head scratcher. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball.
And James throws it down hard.
That is why the ticket price is what it is when LeBron is in town. Amazing dunk to finish the play.
Outside, Batum. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
The drive by LeBron. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know what's remarkable to me is how durable and how consistently great LeBron has been. It almost appears to me, guys, he's superhuman. You expect at some point age will start to take its toll, but he's done an amazing job of using his body and keeping it right.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And LeBron is at an age where you usually see players in the downslope of their careers.
Well, certainly, Kevin, this guy, when you factor in playoffs and international play, there's a lot of miles on that body. You combine that with the fact that he's top 6 all-time in minutes, it's incredible how successful he's been. Remember, this guy takes extraordinary care of his body.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Washington. Inside, Crowder with the steal. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. LeBron with the block.
And just an amazing shot fake there from Howard, effectively bringing the defender off the ground and just going right into the contact.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, you look at the Cavs offense, right? It's all about drive and kick. They put the ball into the hands of LeBron and space the floor with that shooting. It's a sort of pick your poison situation.
And the second free throw, good.
And the former first overall pick in the 04 draft, Howard has had a stellar career, a dominant force who continues to frustrate the opposition.
Here's Wade. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Wade's got 7. And the Cavs last season first in the league in catch-and-shoot three-pointers made.
Right, #1, Kevin, in corner threes, and that was by a big margin. They put the ball in the hands of their stars and then position shooters around those two.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
That's good from Kemba Walker. And LeBron James putting a lot of pressure on the Cavs to surround him with the talent to compete. Doris, yet right at the draft and start of free agency, the team going in a new direction in the front office.
Right, you're talking about a case of bad timing. Stars like Paul George and Jimmy Butler changing teams. You have to question the thinking to allow that front office turmoil at such a critical juncture.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
And a perfect time here to look at all the teams that score the most points off turnovers. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The Cavaliers 5th.
They're so aware defensively. I mean, an opportunistic group in terms of forcing miscues and getting out in transition. And boy, do they do a great job of taking advantage.
Now here's Love. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Now here's Love. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Crowder kicks to Wade. Cleveland moving the ball around. Outside, Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Smith drives in, shoots over Batum, and there's J.R. Smith on the assist from Green.
Boy, you really like to see Smith go to work inside there, always looking to expand on his game.
Now Batum. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Here's Walker. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Crowder dishes to Wade. Over Walker. Again, Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 11 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Walker kicks to Howard. And Howard with the stuff.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now here's Wade. 11 points in the game. Off the pick. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Wade against Walker. Now here's Batum. He's guarded closely. Screen by Howard. From deep, Williams. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Wade outside. Love with the screen for Wade. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Green's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Williams kicks to Kid Gilchrist. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of the game. Kid Gilchrist, a screen on Love. Williams can't hit.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
Dishes it to Green. Smith against Batum. Smith the pass to Crowder. Love with the screen on Kid Gilchrist. The 8-footer. And the bucket is good from Wade in deep. Wade's got 15.
And you got to like the touch there from Wade inside. A polished interior scorer who knows how to get to his sweet spot.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Hornets ahead. They lead by 13. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Steve Clifford. Steve, what's the focus going into the second half?
The big thing is they've got so much offense, and they have so many guys who come in and score. You got to play every possession defensively, and it's got to be every single possession.
Coach, thanks very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. After the first two quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They have a 13-point lead. And Big Fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Some great work from them with the three ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this deep.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is...
Welcome back, folks. So much to do here in downtown Cleveland. And East 4th Street right in the heart of it all. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Marvin Williams, what a contribution.
And through two quarters, surprising how aggressive he was offensively.
Yeah, I think this guy was really looking for his shot on every possession. Remarkable effort from him on the offensive end in that first half.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Batum and Kid Gilchrist, the rangy wings. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. And it's Walker in at point guard. Love grabs the board. Love's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Williams against Crowder. He dishes it to Calderon. The feed now to Green. It's a pick by Love. The 9-foot shot. They get the rebound. Green, no luck. Charlotte leading by 13. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. With those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. DA, thank you so much. Here's Kid Gilchrist. That's short off the rim.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Calderon against Walker. Calderon dishes to Love. They set the pick. No good. Nice D from Williams. The Hornets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Screen by Howard. Calderon against Walker. And they pick up 2. Walker's got his team on the board first here in the second half for Charlotte.
Well, after missing their first 3 shots, they finally get one to go in this half.
Calderon kicks to Green. To the middle. Love the pass to Green. And it's sent back by Howard.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
There's the pick. And Batum kicks to Howard. To the paint. And Williams with the basket on the assist by Howard. Howard's got assist number 5 here tonight. And the Cavaliers call time here. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, that second unit was fantastic in the last meeting. They infused a ton of energy and, somewhat surprisingly, a lot of points production.
And Cleveland making a change here. James is checked in. Now here's Love. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. And he banks in the layup. Love's got 6.
Well, that's just an impressive drive right there from Kevin. Puts it on the deck, be the aggressor. Nice.
And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
Now here's Love. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Crowder from outside. That's in there. Love with the assist. Love's got 3 assists in the game. Charlotte leading by 12. And Walker kicks to Howard. And here's Walker. 7 points in the game. Shot clock at 5. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Walker's got 4 points this quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's LeBron. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Floats one up, and Kid Gilchrist lays it in. He's got 11.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Calderon dishes to Love. LeBron right side. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Doesn't come as any surprise so far in this game that LeBron's stamp is all over it. Simply a dominant player.
And Walker kicks to Batum. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on LeBron James. For Charlotte, they have gone 7 of 11 from the line.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
And that one falls for Williams.
You know, without a lot of shot blocking on the interior, the Cavs play a very conservative defensive style. A low rate of steals. They want to stay in front and prevent penetration.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Korver in for James. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And for the Cavs, some defensive regression from a top 10 defense in 2016 doors to a bottom 10 last year.
Yeah, it's hard to dispute the notion that their offense carried them. Now, some would attribute that to coasting in the regular season, but still, their aim was to win it all, and tough to do that if you don't defend at a high level.
Charlotte again missing. The Cavaliers trail by 16. Smith the pass to Calderon. He kicks it to Fry. Outside Korver. Cleveland moving it around. Fry. It's offline from half court.
That was what we call a brain fart. My goodness, his head was above the rim on that one. When he rises up, folks, it almost looks as though he's not human.
He really is the picture of power, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt.
Here is Calderon after the basket by Charlotte. Stolen by Walker. And here comes Walker, leading the fast break. Score of the basket is 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Calderon dishes to Fry. Screen by Smith. Calderon for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Calderon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Williams a screen from deep. Walker. And it's Walker again missing.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now here's Calderon. Smith for 3. And the rebound goes to Howard. Outside, Walker. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. 14 points for Kemba Walker.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
Calderon kicks to Fry. Crowder against Williams. Now here's Fry. He's guarded closely. 6 to shoot. Here's Calderon. Softly drops in the floater. Calderon's got his second basket of the night.
When you've been in the league as long as Calderon has, you pick up little moves like that. Nice floater he just hit.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
Wade's checked in for the Cavaliers. And then for Charlotte, Zeller, he's checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And it's Lamb in there for Bacon. Now here's Walker. 14 points for him. Here's the screen. Here's Monk. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists in the game.
And Monk has proven that he is a terrific scorer from the perimeter. When he's in rhythm, he has no problem letting it fly.
Calderon against Walker. Now here's Calderon. Tight defense on him. To the middle. Out to Wade. Over Lamb. The shot, no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Walker the pass to Lamb. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Back to Walker. Pass to Monk from deep. Cavaliers with the rebound. Fry's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The Cavaliers trail by 21. And you look at last season for Channing Frye, some of the best shooting numbers, Doris, of his career.
I think all the more impressive, Kev, when you consider the personal adversity he weathered with the passing of both his parents. This guy is a true pro, understands the game, one of the best pick-and-pop big men in the league.
Calderon, no good.
Excellent defense there, but he has to be smarter and a bit more patient.
Korver attacking. Calderon in the corner. A 3-pointer is right on target. Calderon's got 8 points in the quarter.
Consistent perimeter ability. That has defined Jose Calderon's career. He's over 40% for his career, and left open, you expect this guy to make those shots.
Now here's Zeller. 5 points in the game. Count it. Kaminsky's got his second bucket.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Calderon dishes to Crowder. And it's Wade in the corner. Over Lamb. And too long on the shot.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
They set the pick. Pick by Zeller. Walker the pass to Lamb. Now here's Kaminsky, defended by Crowder. There's Walker with the three. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. Jeff Green is checked in for Crowder.
Cavaliers. Jeff Green.
.143 left here in the third quarter. Now here's Lamb. He has 7. Here's Walker. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Williams.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and showed no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
Roof shot.
That's good from Kemba Walker. And one of the focuses for Cavs coach Tyronn Lue has been looking to integrate Doris, Kevin Love, more consistently into their offense.
Right, because Kevin Love showed in Minnesota he could be a go-to scorer. In Cleveland, he's had to figure out how to be effective as the third option. But if you're Ty Lue, you want to keep your superstars involved and engaged, Kev.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Wade outside to the middle. Here's James. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard and see which teams have been the NBA's best in the rebounding department. In third, the Hornets.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Free throw good, James.
You guys know LeBron James relishes every chance he gets from the foul line, and usually he'll knock them down.
And James drills them both. Charlotte leading by 20. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Pick by Zeller. They set the pick. At the top of the key, Monk. 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Green. From the arc. And LeBron James good for 3. LeBron's got 25 points in the game. Walker dishes to Zeller. Passes to Kaminsky. Pick by Zeller. Got a piece of it and stolen by Fry. Now here's Korver. He's tightly guarded. There's the dish to James. And he converts the layup. He's got 27.
Boy, bump them all you want. If James has already started his motion on a scoring chance, little you can do about it.
Lamb with the ball. 7 points in the game. Zeller, a screen on Korver. Clock at 4. Here's Lamb. And it falls over the rim and in. Lamb's got 9.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Hornets lead by 17. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And now let's take a listen on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hands. Show your hands. Don't foul.
Moments ago, Steve Clifford talking about defensive technique. Doesn't want to give up 3 points at the charity line.
And by focusing in on the smallest thing, his guys know how serious he is. One of the better defensive coaches in our league.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Korver and LeBron are the wings. Green is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Wade in at the point guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now here's LeBron. Love with the screen for LeBron. At the elbow, Green over Kaminsky. That doesn't go either for Green.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Zeller. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And the Hornets lead by 21.
And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
Almost unguardable, you could say, Greg. Skilled at holding the ball so high, defenders can't get to it.
James kicks to Green. Lets it go with a 3. Green missing again.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Batum passes to Kid Gilchrist. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by James. That falls. Great assist by Love. Love's got 5 assists tonight.
Just a high percentage look for LeBron. I mean, he's so good in the post.
Here's Lamb. Outside, Batum. Nailed from three-point land.
Shakes his man by using exceptional use of the screen. I mean, from there, it's smooth sailing.
It's a pick by Love. Now, here's Wade, covered by Lamb. Green kicks to LeBron. It's a pick by Love. With the fadeaway. And it's Green, missing.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And Lamb kicks to Batum. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. The shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. And a miss there on the triple. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Kid Gilchrist against LeBron. Love outside. Love with the screen for Green. No one near him. And Love with his second chance points.
You know, that's what you like to see from Love. Fighting inside to get a score off a missed opportunity.
Now Lamb. Now the pass to Kaminsky. Feeds it to Batum. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Zeller. Over Love. That misses off the backboard. The Cavaliers trail by 20. Down low. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
And Cleveland making a change here. Smith has checked in. Howard's checked in for Charlotte. Charlotte leading by 20. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Screen by Howard. Batum for 3. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
I'll tell you, they're willing to give him that shot, and he takes advantage of it.
Green, the screen. The drive by Wade. Can't cash in from close range. Hornets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Lamb. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Doris, I've heard you talk often about instituting a play clock from the very beginnings of someone learning the game of basketball.
Kevin, I think this is absolutely critical to the future of the game of basketball here in the United States, because the Europeans right now, from the formative stages, from the youngest someone picks up the game of basketball, play under duress of the shot clock. And the reason that's important is you must be a three-tool player to play under duress of the shot clock, meaning you've got to be a triple threat. You've got to be able to pass it, dribble it, and shoot it. And to do that with the pressure of the shot clock leaning in on you from those earliest moments is significant. And I know I have the backing of guys like R.C. Buford and Rick Carlisle. They believe, more important than me, intelligent basketball people believe that in the United States, we must institute a shot clock from the time guys and young women pick up the game.
Williams, he's checked in for Charlotte. And both free throws good from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just a prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
And Kidd-Gilchrist throws it down.
And how's that for a solo performance?
Well, you couldn't do it any better than that, Greg. Textbook execution on the break.
Now here's Calderon. And here is Green. Shoots over Kidd-Gilchrist. Green, no luck. And you look at the size and game of Kidd-Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that three spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall three that can stretch the floor. Kidd-Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. Doris, the revenue-generating streams for players these days, more endorsements, acting opportunities, event appearances, you name it. What impact do you think that has had on the evolution of guys wanting to play in big markets, big cities?
You know, I think the world is smaller, and so it's not necessarily a requirement to be in a large market in order to have some marketing success. You know, you look at any number of stars, even Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City, he's pitching any number of major company because of the level of talent. So I think it's been a good thing. I think it really comes down to where are these players comfortable. It's much more about organization and opportunity to win than it is city.
Basket good. Now here's Carter Williams. Screen by Howard. And Lamb kicks to Howard. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Crowder's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Holland. Here's Zizic. Carter Williams covering. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Screen by Howard. And Lamb kicks to Howard. He feeds it to Lamb. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping outside on the perimeter. It's being moved and finding the open man, and they're cashing in.
Now, here is Smith. Outside Crowder. Shot clock at 6. Over Kid Gilchrist. Crowder with another miss. Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Back to Carter Williams. Howard setting the pick for Carter Williams. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Doris Coach Popovich down in San Antonio once said that a female NBA coach is going to happen. How much longer do you think it'll take for that to happen?
Well, I'm so grateful to Greg Popovich for getting the process that has to be part of the equation started, right? He hires Becky Hammon as the first full-time assistant in the NBA. Just like I would like to see doors open on the general manager side and let somebody start in the personnel aspect. Doors have to open before we can walk through them. It will take some time because you've got to pay your dues now as an assistant coach.
2 shots.
But at least the process is started, and I'm so grateful to the Spurs and Pop for getting it started.
And to be quite honest, as a broadcaster, you're a pioneer from that end of it. We know that there's a lot of quality thought, male or female. You've represented females, women very well with what you do.
I've been very lucky, Kevin, and thankful for the opportunity, certainly.
Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Monk's checked in. And both free throws good from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
There's the pick. He's covered by Kidd-Gilchrist. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And Kidd-Gilchrist kicks to Carter Williams. Monk with the ball. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
And Monk is a good shooter from the mid-range. He's only going to get better the more he looks to shoot from there.
Kicks to Smith. Doris, one trend we've seen in the league, and emphasis on getting back defensively rather than pounding the offensive glass. I think of San Antonio a little bit when I think about that. Why is that, you think?
You know, I don't know if this is something cyclical and we'll eventually see teams emphasize getting to the offensive glass as a means to help them win. But one of the most dangerous aspects of the NBA right now is transition 3 opportunities. We're not even seeing teams get back to the hoop and build their defense out. At this point, they're sprinting to the 3-point line and then building back toward the hoop. So a drastic difference. We'll see if it changes at any point.
To the inside, Zizic. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
Outstanding pass. He reads the play as it develops, and his lead pass is absolutely perfect.
Screen by Howard. Carter Williams kicks to Monk. Off target from outside.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
Carter Williams covering. Here's Frye. Can't nail the jumper.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Now Carter Williams, screened by Howard. There's a good screen. Carter Williams kicks to Howard. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Smith, no good. Charlotte's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. And here is Carter Williams. Dishes to Howard. And it's Zizic with the rebound. And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Carter Williams covering. The feed to Frye. To the inside. Howard with the steal. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Screen by Howard. Carter Williams dishes to Monk. He kicks to Howard. Clock at 6. Passes it to Carter Williams. They set the pick. He dishes it to Monk. Back to Carter Williams. Doors with the players being so athletic and the plays happening so incredibly fast. The league is looking at maybe 4 or 5 officials. Wow. Would that just be more whistles or better officiating?
I'm glad you're chuckling about this because I don't know how the geometry of this works.
Thank you.
As it is, sometimes the size of the players seems to swallow up dimensions of the floor. Kevin, one of the things that Steve Kerr once said to me was, we are trying to make officiating a science, when in fact officiating is an art, and sometimes mistakes is part of the human dynamic. Can we leave the officials alone, please?
And I think if they're over 90% correct, which is, I think, even low in terms of success in them calling a game, that is phenomenal. And the analytics, as you know, Doris, coming from the league office, is off the charts. They've never been more detail-oriented.
Correct. The NBA officials are the best in the world. Are they perfect? No. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's just play on.
The shot by Monk is no good. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Carter Williams covering. Smith outside. The dish to Fry. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Just an example of Fry working down low for buckets. Just superb body control when he has the ball in the low post.
Free throw, good from Fry. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Carter Williams. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on